So click on this. All right, so you can just do like this. So I've generated this, so I'm going to say sign up page. All right guys, I'm going to just paste the HTML code. So it is just plain HTML, so I will just paste it and also paste the CSS in order for us to save time. All right guys, I've pasted the sign up page HTML code. So you can, as you can see, there is nothing much. It's just plain HTML. So we have the first name, the last name, the username, the email, the phone number. Then this is for the profile picture, then for the password, and also for the confirm password, and then there's a submit button, and also a link to the login form. So there is nothing much here. All right, and also I've also pasted the CSS. So it's just a simple CSS just to style the form, all right, to make it look presentable. So let me just show you what the form look like. All right, so this is the form that we are going to have. It's a simple form. There's nothing much here. All right, so I will have also add this toggle icon. All right, so we are going to add JavaScript to this, to add functionality to this, so that when you click on this, you will be able to toggle a password. That's to display the password as a text, and also to show it as an encrypted string. So, and also you can upload a profile picture when you click on this. So that's just it. There's nothing much. So right here, let's now create our JS implementation for this particular form. So we are going to say new file. We are going to say signup.js. Signup.js. All right. So then we're also going to create another package. Another service. We are going to call it API service.js. So every API that directly communicates with backend, so we are going to implement it in this API service. This is just in order to separate concern and maintain a clean implementation. So what we are going to do now, first of all, we are going to have an endpoint that is going to communicate with the backend to register a user. All right, so let's proceed. All right, so we are going to have this asynchronous function to register a user. So we are going to say export, because this function we are going to export it to the sign up page. All right, so we are going to say export async function register user. So it is going to take accept a form data. All right, like this. So we are going to say try. All right, so we are going to say const response. So we want to fetch, await. So this is an asynchronous function. Let's say await fetch. So we are going to the backend URL. We are going to say http / local host. The backend is running on port 3030. All right, so /API /v1 create user. All right, so that's what we have. That's the backend endpoint. So the method is going to be a post request. It's going to be a post request, and we are going to the body is going to be a form. We said we are sending a form data, so we'll pass it here like this. Right now, all right, so we are going to say const response data. That's the response that we are going to get from this API. We are going to say await response response.json. So we're not going to try to validate. So I'm going to say if not response.ok, that's if there is an error, or if the request to the backend to register a user is not successful. That's if not response.ok. So we are going to throw an exception. All right, but first of all, we want to extract the error message coming from the response API. I mean, from the backend response. So we are going to say const error message. Const error message will be equals to, so the response data dot get message. All right. So, but in the we can say dot get message or detail, because I remember we are actually returning we are using response problem detail. All right, so it might be returning a response detail. So we can say response data dot detail. So if it's message, if it's message that is there, all right, we'll get the message. Or if it's details, we'll see the details. Or we can just by default say an error occurred. No, I just say an error, an unexpected error occurred. All right, this is just to monitor what's going on, or whatever response we are going to get from the backend. So we are now going to say throw new error. All right, so we'll throw that error, then we are passing the error message. All right, we'll pass the error message like this. All right, so now we just want to return the response. Data. So since this is a catch, let's say catch. We're catching the error. All right, so let's log, say console dot error, so that we can easily see the error in the console. Error during registration. So we return the error. So we'll just throw the error like this. Throw the error. All right, so that's it. So now this API, now this endpoint, now let's now export it into this sign up page, and then make use of it there. All right, so right here what we need to do is to, first of all, we are going to import the endpoint that communicates, or the API that communicates with the backend to register a user. So we can call it import a register user from API service, like this. Let's say API service, not .js, API service. All right, so the next thing we are going to say, document dot add event listener to the DOM content. All right, so when the DOM content loads, so we're adding this event listener DOM content like this. All right, so now we are going to get the ID, all right, of these elements, like from the HTML, from the sign up page. So the first thing is the form ID. All right, it is called sign up. That is what we use. All right, so we are going to now say, let's close this. Let's close this. So we are now going to say const form will be equals to equals to document dot get element by ID. All right, so passing the sign up form, all right. So the next thing, I think we have an error message here. Good, we have an error message here, so that if there is an error, we can easily see it in the form. So there's an ID for it. So we also need it here. So we are going to say const error message. Okay, there's an auto completion here. Document.get element by ID. So we'll pass in the error message ID. I think that's the correct ID. Error, yeah, that's the correct ID. So now the next one we need is the error test. Look, there's an error test here. Okay, so it also has an ID. So we can come here and say const error test will be equals to document.get element by ID error test. All right, so after getting the error test, the next thing we need the ID of the profile picture. All right, so let's copy it. So we are going to say that's for the profile picture input. We are going to say const profile picture input. Yeah, we don't have it auto completed for us. So after that, we are going to get the ID of the container that houses the profile picture, so that we can easily preview the profile picture. So let's see, this is the preview container. So get the ID. Let's say command C. Let's say const preview. Yes, preview profile picture. Is this the correct ID? That's not the correct ID. Okay, so that's the preview container. That's the correct ID. So the next thing, we'll get the ID of the preview image. This is the preview image. We just get the ID like this. I'm going to say const. So we're going to say const preview image will be equals to document. Why do I keep spelling document like this? Document.get element by ID. All right, so passing the ID like this, just like this. All right, so I think that's what we'll be needing for now. So the next thing, we need to add validation for the profile picture to ensure that the profile picture is not more than 2 MB. All right, it should be below 2 MB, or it should be exactly 2 MB. So that's what we're going to allow. And also we are going to make sure that the profile picture is of the correct format. It should either be a JPEG, like a JPEG, or a PNG, or maybe, or just like an acceptable format. All right, so this is just to ensure that it's actually a profile picture. So these are the things that we are going to make sure. And also we are going to try to extract the URL of the profile picture, because that's what we are saving in the database. All right, not the actual picture. So because if we are saving the actual picture, it's not going to be efficient, and it is going to be memory intensive. All right, because when you are saving such files into the database, it is always very inefficient. All right, it's going to slow the application. So but if we are building a real world application on a norms, we will save the profile picture to maybe like an AWS, maybe a bucket in AWS or so, or maybe like an external server. But since we are for the sake of this tutorial, we are going to be saving it locally, and we are saving the URL, not the actual profile picture. So let's proceed. We are going to say profile picture input dot add event listener. All right, so we are going to say on change. Okay, passing the event. I think we are missing close here. All right, so that's it. So now we are going to say const file. I say const file. All right, so file will be equals to this dot file. This dot files the first file. So that's okay, the file, the first index. So we are going to say if the file is available. So if file, how am I doing this like this? So if file. All right, so if file, then we want to say if the file type does not matches an actual image. So we are going to say if not file dot matches. So if not file dot type, sorry, if not file dot type dot match image, this like this. So if not, so we want to display an error message. All right, we'll display an error messages. So this is a utility function. So, and I'm going to create this function in I will create a utils package now, a utils file, then I will create this function there. Let's say please select a valid. Yeah, that's nice. Select a valid image file, then we are going to set the value to null, all right, to empty, sorry. So then we'll return, so we'll return early instead of proceeding. So now this is for that. Then we are also going to check again to be sure that the size of the image is not greater than 2 MB. So we are saying if file dot size is greater than 2 times 124, that's 1024, just 1000 times 1024 space here. All right, so we want to display an error. Let's say display error message, file size exceeds 2 MB. So we want to say image is too large, file size must not exceed 2 MB, like this, and this is better. All right, so we also set the value to empty. So this is the value, set it to empty, and then we want to return. All right, so after that, the next thing we are going to do is to try to extract the URL, all right, from the file. So let's say const URL, so get the URL of the file. So let's say URL dot create object URL. So we'll pass in the file. All right, so we can then preview the image. Preview image dot source equals to URL. All right, so then we want to preview image, the preview image container. We want to set the style to block, all right, to display it. Preview image dot style dot display. Is equals to block. So we are going to say else. So we want to set the preview style, all right, to none. All right, so set the preview container to null, and then we'll set the preview image to none also. So we want to say preview. This should be okay. So now let's now add an event listener to the form. Let's say form dot add event listener. That is when you submit the form. All right, let's add this. Okay, so then we are going to say event. Let's prevent the default behavior of this form. dot prevent default. All right, now so we are going to the error messages. All right, initially it is going to the error the error message we are going to is not going to be displayed. All right, initially it's only when there is an error, that is when the error message is going to come up. The display will be equals to none. Then even the error test will be empty by default. Dot inner HTML is going to be empty. All right, so that's it. So now let's get the input field. So we're going to say const first name, const first name is going to be document and get element by id dot value. So we want to see whether the id, what's the id for the first name. So the first, okay, it's correct, first name. Okay, see there's an auto completion here, so it's completing it for us. Let's say const last name. After that, the next thing, I think we need to validate these fields. All right, we are going to say if not first name. All right, so we want to display the error message. Say display error messages. So we'll say first name is required. All right, so let's do same for all the other fields. All right, so we are done adding the validations that we need. So I'm still going to create a utility function for this is valid. All right, and also this display error messages. So let me just finish with this form, then I'll create it in the utils service. So now after this, the next thing we need to do is to now construct the form that we are going to send to the backend. So let's add a try catch here. So we are going to say const form data will be equals to new form data. So sorry, we're going to display this. So we are going to say form data dot append. So we are going to say form data dot append. Right, so first underscore name, so say first name like this. So that's it. We're just going to append for the rest. All right, so after appending those data, so we need to append the profile picture also. We are going to say const file equals to profile picture input. We'll say profile picture input dot file. So if there is any file, all right, if there is a file, all right, that maybe the person actually added the profile picture. So we're going to say if file. So we want to say form data dot append. All right, append profile picture, say file like this. So after that, we'll send the request to the backend. So we're going to say const response will be equals to await. Then there is this endpoint for register user. All right, so we're going to pass in the form data. So after passing the form data, so based on the response that we get from the backend, we will now redirect the user to the login page. If response, so we want to redirect the user to the login page. So I'm going to say location href. So we are going to direct him to the login page. So login.html. All right, So else, if not, we are going to display an error message. So we want to display the error message based on the value coming from the backend. So we are going to say const error message will be equals to response, all right, dot message, response then dot message, response dot message, or response dot detail, or an unexpected error occurred. Okay, so this is it. Then we want to say display error messages. All right, we just pass the message like this. So this is it. Now this is a try catch, so we are going to undo the catch. We are going to say catch error. All right, so we are going to do the same thing. Say console.log. So we want to log the error, console.error. all right, so error during registration. Then we also want to display the error messages, so which is the same thing that we did here. We want to display the error messages, so we can just say display error messages, right? So we are going to say error dot message. All right, so this is okay now. So this is okay. So now we are going to introduce some utility methods here. All right, sorry, there's a little error. All right, there's no preview container. I was looking at this class name, so what I used here was preview profile picture preview. So that's what I should have used here. All right, so I should have used here. All right, I think that's fine now. Okay, so this is all right. So let's create the utils service now. Let's say utils.js. all right, so this is going to handle all our utility methods. So the first method we want to create is the display error message method. So let's specify these variables here. Const error test like this. So after specifying that, so let's now implement the functionality. So we're going to say export function, function display message. So it is going to take an argument of message. All right, so we're going to say error test.inner.html. So it's going to be the message, and then error message.style display. all right, it's going to be block. So that's just it. There's nothing crazy here. So also we have another utility method which is for validating password. All right, to confirm that the password is valid. So we are going to say export function is valid password. all right, so we are going to pass in the password like this. We are going to pass the password like this. So that is done. So the all right, another utility method that we will need is a function for toggling the password. all right, so we can say function toggle password like this. all right, so we are going to say const toggle button. Const toggle button will be equals to documents dot query selector all. Okay, what we are trying to do here is that once you click on the eye icon, all right, If the password is not invisible, it becomes visible. If it's already visible, it becomes invisible. So that's what we're trying to achieve here. So we are going to say button all right. So there is even a code snippet being generated. I don't know, I don't trust. Let me see. Dot add event listener. All right, dot on click. So if you click on it, you should toggle the icon, then function. All right, so we are going to say const inputs. All right, so we're going to say equals to this dot pass element. Oh, sorry, this dot parent element. What am I saying? Parent element dot query selector. Okay, which is input. So const icon, which is the high icon, const icon. So this. All right, so select it. So we're going to say if input dot type, so if the input type is equals to password, if the input type is equals to password, so then we want to convert it to text. So input type will be equals to text. All right, so we want to say icon dot class list dot, instead of doing remove, let's replace. All right, so we want to replace, let's do replace. Yeah, let's replace. This is better. So we want to replace this icon with this, yeah, with this. So else. All right, so we are going to say else if input type is not if input type is equals to pass, we say else input dot type will be equals to password, then icon dot class dot replace. So it's just like we alternating it. All right, if the password is visible, just like I said, it will make it invisible. All right, but if it is invisible, it's going to make it visible. So that's just what is going to happen here. So there's nothing much. So this is it. This is what we need here. So these functions that we have written here, let's export them, because this is where we are going to use them. So we are going to import them here. Let's say import is valid password from .utils, is valid password display messages. Then this last one, we are going to call this method, let's call it setup toggle password. All right, so copy this. All right, so we want to call this at the end here. All right, just like this. So we are done with this endpoint for registering the user. So the next thing we need to do now is just to test to see the outcome of our implementation.